I have to put Dak over Jalen. That's going to piss off Eagles fans, but I have to put him over Jalen after last season.
Welcome back in, everybody, to Birds 365, a Thursday edition. May 30th, Johnny Mac. May is now almost in the rearview mirror, and we move into June. This season is going to be here before we know it. Time waits for nobody, as our good friend Flexen and Steppen said in the chat the other day, which I certainly agree with. John, before we get to the position groups, I do want to run one thing by you, and I'm going to put you on the spot, okay? I'm going to put you on the spot here, so get ready to think on your toes here.
Oh, that's difficult. Go
Give
ahead.
me your top 5. The list is 10, but I'll give you 5. Your top 5 NFC quarterbacks. Just NFC.
Ooh, yeah, the NFC is not as good as the AFC.
No. The NFC is not as good as the AFC.
And I'm not going in order. I'm just thinking about the teams. Dak and then I'll put them in order. Dak and Jalen are in it from the NFC East. Jordan Love's got to be in it already. Matthew Stafford. Kirk Cousins coming off the injury. Jared Goff, you got to give some deference to, and also Brock Purdy, and maybe some Kyler Murray love, depending coming off. That would be the grouping if I had to boil it down to 5. Dak and Jalen would definitely be in it. Matthew Stafford would definitely be in it. Jared Goff would definitely be in it for me. And that 5th one, Jordan Love. And if I had to put them in order, I would say, and I'm different than most people. I would still put Matthew Stafford number 1. I would put Jalen 2, Dak 3, Jordan 4. I'm
it's tight there, right? I mean,
it is tight. You can go any. I'm going to put Matthew first, despite I think he's the best quarterback in the NFC, and that's the only one I have conviction on. I will say at the end of the season, I believe number 2 will be Jordan Love, but I can't put him that high just yet. I have to put Dak over Jalen. That's going to piss off Eagles fans, but I have to put him over Jalen after last season. So I'll put Dak 2. I'll put Goff 3, Hurts 4, and Jordan Love 5.
It's pretty good, Johnny Mac. This is pretty on par with what I would think, and what let me bring it up real quick. What PFF Trevor Sikkema put. There's his top 10 in order. And you called out each name 1 through 8, and didn't have the same exact order as him, but you did call out each name 1 through 8. He throws Caleb Williams in at 10. I'm like, come on, man, let the guy take a snap. Yeah,
they're already complaining about him in Chicago.
Yeah, they are. They're already complaining about him at training camp. But I was surprised to see Dak Prescott number 1 here. He's not who I would have number 1. And I think I could even put Jordan Love up there too. But for me, it would be probably Stafford. I'm with you on that.
Now, Jody would be killing me because I didn't put Brock in there. But he's just
I think Brock is top.
He's
7,
a good. He might be 6, but
right.
I
was surprised to see Goff down at 7 on this list. I mean, he performed better than maybe this whole list of quarterbacks last year.
Yeah, he's good. He's underrated. He's very good. And I didn't see it coming. And I think a lot of people, once he had the problems, they didn't want to reverse course and admit they were wrong. The guy deserves a lot of credit for turning around his career and working hard. And he makes throws that I would say the 2 best pure throwers in the NFC, unquestionably to me, are
Stafford, Goff, right?
Goff and Kirk Cousins.
Kirk is.
But Kirk's coming off the Achilles, and he's 36. But Stafford's a better overall quarterback, and he's older. But so to me, it's a bigger issue with Kirk because he's coming off an Achilles, and he was slow as molasses to begin with.
Yeah, and it's it's unfortunate for Kirk. I'm actually a Kirk fan. I like Kirk. I like what he stands for. I think he seems like an all around good dude, and I think he's an underrated quarterback. The guy delivers. He throws for tons of yards every year. But that's tough for him coming off an ACL because he really had no injuries prior to that. Stayed really relatively healthy in his NFL career, but not a bad list, John. I thought yours was pretty good. I think Purdy would fall outside my top 5 as well. Love would be in my top 5. Love looked good, John. I mean, he looked good. He was a small sample size, only 1 year, but
he
Packers got another one.
Yeah, he looks tremendous. Now, the one thing I want to see, he kind of he'll throw it sometimes, and you go, what's this guy doing? And those young Packers receivers really were impressive last year. They had so many of them too, and it seems like they were always open. So that's one thing I always want to see with a young quarterback. It's easy to throw the guys that are open, but can you throw them open?
Yeah,
That
right.
to me tells you if you're a really big time NFL quarterback. I think that's the next step for Jordan Love. And if he can take it, look out. He's going to
Jared
be
Goff
really,
actually does a great job of that too. He fits balls in the
tremendous.
window.
Yeah.
He's so my top 5. I'm going to go Stafford, Jared Goff at number 2 for me. I can't deny what I saw last year. I thought he was tremendous. Jalen at 3, Dak Prescott 4, Jordan Love 5. Then I have Cousins and Purdy. So Purdy 7 for me. But I think there's a little different for Purdy. He's perfect for the system he's in. So just because he's 7 doesn't mean he can't have more success than the other quarterbacks. I do like Purdy.
Yeah. Now, with Jody, the whole show would have been derailed because I didn't put Brock Purdy in the top 5, but he loves Brock Purdy.
Well, I think there is context here where it's like you're talking about a quarterback alone, all other variables.
Yeah,
Are
well,
different.
exactly. I mean,
there's
and it's not his fault. I'm not blaming Brock Purdy, but if to me, when I try to rate players, and there's no perfect system, but you try to imagine if they all had the same supporting cast, who would be the best? That's how I do it.
Yeah, right.
It's impossible to, do a study on that because it's never going to happen. But that's how I try to do it. If everybody has the exact same supporting cast, who would be the best? And that's sort of how I approach it. And most people don't approach it like that, which is fine. That's why you have these conversations. But yeah, supporting cast, and it drives me crazy when everybody boils it down to quarterbacks. And well, he didn't win this game, he didn't win that game. The dumbest statement anybody's ever made, and about 1 million people have made it, so I'm not picking on any one individual, is so and so can't win a Super Bowl. I mean, history has proven it's really difficult, but there have been mediocre quarterbacks to win Super Bowls.
Absolutely.
And
a lot of them actually.
And the margin of error is smaller, and everything else, it becomes more difficult. And that's what I said. Patrick Mahomes is number 1, I assume, on PFF's list and my list, and should be number 1 on everybody's list. He increases your margin of error. That's why he's number 1 on everybody's list. Not that he's going to win every year, but if he doesn't win this year, it doesn't mean insert the team that's better than him has a better quarterback, because they don't.
Before we move to the Eagles roster, John, shout out to Twiz. This is a good final question for you to answer. Games on the line. Who you taking? 1 quarterback of the list.
In the NFC, well, I was going to say Patrick because it was on Patrick tangent. One game. Yeah, I mean he's number one for me. It's Stafford. He's the best quarterback. That's why I put him number one.
I don't know if that's who I'd go with. Game on the line. One game, all variables equal. Yeah, I guess I'd probably go Stafford. You could argue Jalen Hurts. I mean, Jalen has played very big in the big games in his career.
Yeah, that's not. I mean,
yeah.
everybody takes everything as a slight to their favorite team and their favorite player. It's
Yeah,
not
no,
a
I don't
slight.
think
I
it is
mean,
that.
again, I'm looking at like he has Matthew Stafford has the same supporting cast. Yeah, I mean, I'm taking him.
Yeah, he also got the job done the minute he got a better. He got a better. He got a better cast. So good stuff there. And yeah, sure enough says game on the line. Dak fails every time. I'm with you. I'm not taking Dak if it's one game on the line.